Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel for another First Thoughts special, looking at more convention reveals. And I did hold off a little bit on the video just because I think there are two events going on simultaneously, being AGCHK and ChinaJoy. But either way, everything in those events was just kicking off, and I wanted to wait a little bit until both Hot Toys and Inart and 30, for example, posted some official pics on social media. But I will say it's been a very exciting week as a 6 scale collector. There have been some disappointments that we'll get into, but I think overall it's been pretty exciting. And we did get some additional reveals at these events beyond the ones that started off the week and the ones from last week at ChinaJoy. And not just from Hot Toys either. Like I said, Inart has a booth as well. So very exciting. And I think it definitely makes up for the lackluster showing at SDCC and ChinaJoy. As an aside, I do have a bunch of review videos ready to go up, but this week I just wanted to focus on the reveals. Plus, work has been insane, and I do have a normal 8 to 5 job. So how else would I finance this hobby, right? So unfortunately, not much free time this week either, just to get too crazy. But let's start with reveals, and first, I'll say these aren't my pictures. They're pulled primarily from Facebook, so credit to Hot Toys and Inart, as well as the people that took these and posted these and shared them with us, including Big Bretta himself, who posted a lot of pictures from the Inart booth. So I'm just going to do favorites kind of in order, and also by company, with real focus on the reveals from the event over the figures that have already been announced earlier in the week. So let's kick things off with Hot Toys. So for me, without a doubt, most exciting announcement and reveal is the Feral Predator from Prey. First of all, I love the movie and rank it second in the series, with the original still holding the top spot. But I loved this return to form for the movie franchise. So it's awesome to finally get this, or a version of this Predator, and I do hope it goes into production. I think there's a really good chance that we'll actually see this one, seeing as the movie got an overall positive reception. And on top of things, personally, I love the design. I know it's not the traditional Pred. In fact, it's a major departure, even well beyond the super Preds we got in the Robert Rodriguez movie. But that's actually the big reason why I like it. It'll be great to have a new type of Predator in the display to go along with the classics, as well as those super Preds I already have. And the figure's also huge, as it should be, towering over some of the more traditional size 12-inch figures nearby. Detail looks great, and I love the organic style helmet. Really interested in seeing the sculpt underneath. Hopefully the helmet is removable, and also seeing what other accessories might be coming along with this. But overall, pretty happy with this reveal, and love that it continues the tradition of the more classic Preds with a bit of a diorama base. So easily the most exciting release here for me, and definitely a day one pre-order if and when it launches. The next one for me has to be the long-awaited reveal of the John Wick from the 4th movie in the series. First thoughts on this one are that the sculpt is impressive. I think it looks better, way better than the original John Wick 2 release, which I'm still kicking myself for passing on. And I really like that the hair here is a little dynamic and sculpted in a great way. So it's awesome to see Hot Toys improve on these sculpts and to get what we're getting here. Also love the tailoring on the suit, as well as the textured fabric that was used. Very neat and a great fit on the figure. And then the weapons look impressive and looks like a real nice array of them, with the rifle, the pistol from the final duel, as well as some nunchucks. Really happy to finally be getting this one, and hopefully he'll be up for pre-order soon. I may still try to track down a version from the second film, but those are pretty expensive on the secondary market. So at the very least, I'm looking forward to having this John Wick on display. Such a great movie series, and I definitely want a representation of the character. And keeping to the same license, the third most exciting figure reveal for me from Hot Toys was the Caine, also from John Wick 4. Not an overly complicated figure, but a great character portrayed by the iconic Donnie Yen. So great to have him in figure form as well. And I do think he looks pretty cool, and is definitely a great companion piece to John. Sculpt looks amazing, and listen, it's not the first time Hot Toys has tackled Donnie Yen. We've gotten him from as Chirrut from Rogue One. So this is an awesome sculpt and an overall great looking figure, also including some really nice weapons. And I think, again, he's just going to pair up really nicely with that John Wick figure on display. And you can see that in some of the shots here. So definitely the third favorite of the announcements. And interestingly enough, all three of my favorites aren't from Marvel, Star Wars, or DC. So that's saying something. And I think for a lot of collectors, even though we love those other IPs, it's great to get something different now and then. Now, they did have a handful of other reveals, but nothing that I got really excited about or that I'm looking to pick up or anything like that. They're beautiful figures overall, so again, not really complaining about that, but just they're not in budget, and I'm not that excited about them. And the first reveal from those were from Star Wars, the armored Moff Gideon, which followed the tease from last week. It looks great, although I'm not sure if there's an unmasked sculpt here, but the Mandalorian style black helmet with the crimson visor does look impressive, and he basically looks like a trooper of sorts. So overall, great looking figure. I just wasn't crazy about the Mandalorian in general, and especially season 3, I didn't think it was terrible, but it's just not something that I feel the need to buy a figure from. But if you are interested, I think you're getting a really great looking piece here. Other reveals are the Praetorian Guards. Those always look fantastic, and you could actually pose them with Paz Vizsla or even Mando himself. Hot Toys did show 3 versions, but my guess is if these get released and go up for pre-order, it'll probably be one figure with multiple weapons, so you can army build. I will say they look really nice standing around Moff Gideon. It's just that nice black and red color scheme that always pops. The other reveal of sorts is the new version of the armor. Now, we did see her at ChinaJoy, but I think this counts as a reveal because you're seeing new weapons, and she apparently comes with a posable flight stand and jetpack. So it really solidifies that this is a new version of the character. For DC, the biggest reveal was the young Barry from the Flash movie. Again, surprised that Hot Toys is continuing on with this line, considering the financial failure of the movie, as well as kind of the mixed reception from fans. So question is Hot Toys actually selling a lot of these right now? And maybe that's what's prompting them to release these and continue with the line. Now, I do like the look, especially since this is a transformed Keaton Batsuit, so looks good, but for me, it's a pass, and I'm not sure this will see the light of day. I'm not being a completist with this line at all, and while I do have the Supergirl and Modern Suit Keaton Bat on order, if I were to pick up a Flash, I think it would be the version already up for pre-order with the sleeker looking suit. I just think that one looks better overall, at least to me. And then Marvel. Not gonna lie, as a huge Marvel MCU collector, I'm a little disappointed. We got a chance to see the Tony Stark Mark 7 suit up, which is still incredible, and I'm ordering it. But as far as new reveals, we got the updated 2099 Spidey from Across the Spider-Verse. I think he looks better, but for me, I'm just not collecting the animated stuff. Which also brings me to this Sicarian Iron Man that looks like a version of Hulkbuster from the What If series. I might have forgotten if this already showed up or if it's going to come out in season 2. But to me, I'm not a fan of the paint apps, even if they are accurate to the show. And honestly, I don't know that this is going to get made. I think the chances are slim to none. I mean, how many figures have they teased from What If? They showed the T'Challa Star-Lord last year, and still nothing. What about Zombie Cap? Also nothing. So I'm just disappointed because I think they gave up a slot for something that's not that great looking, and I don't think it's going to make its way to production. The only other Marvel piece is the comic Iron Man, and it was also shown at ChinaJoy. It's okay. To me, it suffers a lot from what I didn't like about the 2099 Spidey, at least the original version. I just think it looks very toyish. I know it's accurate to the comic, but some of the other comic concepts have looked almost a little modernized. This just looks too plastic to me. And look, I'm not looking to rain on anyone's parade if you like this one. I know a lot of people love the comic look, but just not for me, right? For me, it's not that exciting. And what else did they showcase from Marvel? The MODOK we saw at ChinaJoy made another appearance. You know, I already said I'm excited for that one, even though it's a wacky release, but I doubt this will ever see the light of day. Honestly, I just don't think so. And look, I know Marvel's slowing down, and shows like Secret Invasion, kind of disappointing, even for me, and not something I see them ever producing any figures from. But you still have older licenses, like how about Namor from Black Panther? How about going back to that original Ant-Man and producing that Yellow Jacket, or even Cassie Lang that they teased? There's still possibility of figures. And look, they're still selling out and going to waitlist on Sideshow, so people like me are still buying from Marvel. So I'm not sure what's going on with that license. So for Hot Toys, biggest highlight, the 3 new IP figures they revealed, and all 3 are easy pre-orders for me, but again, just kind of disappointed in the MCU Marvel offerings. So now let's jump to Inart, and look, they seem to have some good reveals. Not all of them for me. For example, the Michael Jackson, not for me. It looks like a really impressive setup, but I'm just not interested in music figures. My collection is very much geared towards movies, TV shows, and military figures. But they did have two big reveals I liked, and in order of preference, the favorite reveal for me was the Paul Atreides from Dune. I've been waiting for this one for a long time, and I think he turned out incredible. I think the likeness to Timothée Chalamet is there. The Rooted looks okay. I'm just not completely sold on Rooted overall, but the figure looks phenomenal with amazing detail work on the still suit, and I love all the accessories, including one of the little desert rats that we see briefly in the movie. I do appreciate that detail work here. I personally have the Hot Toys version on order, and I'll be keeping that. But depending on the price, and because I love Dune, this might be my second Inart figure after the Harry Potter. And the second reveal that looks interesting to me is the Henry Cavill Superman. Now, let me start by saying I love the angry look. That, to me, is the highlight for this figure, with the deeply furrowed brow and the veins popping around the eyes preparing to fire off his heat vision. It just looks amazing, and it's something that really impresses. My issue is with the standard sculpt. I do see the likeness to Cavill. I just think it needs work. Maybe there's something to do with the eyes. I just don't think it's fully there yet. It seems like Cavill's likeness might be a little difficult to capture. Like I said, it's close, but Inart needs to improve this one a little bit, and if what they did with Aragorn is any indication, I'm sure they'll work until this gets to be just right. Now, while to me it's the second most interesting reveal, will I personally get this? It really depends on price, as well as what my pre-order situation is at the moment when this goes up. Honestly, with the DCEU now turning in a different direction, I don't know that I'm that interested in going out of my way to get another Henry Cavill Superman. So I think this is, for me, an unknown. And that was it. You know, I was looking forward to 3.0 and hoping they might have some Stranger Things figures on display, but nothing. And I was also hoping for a Rambo 2 figure reveal, but again, nothing. I think I did see a picture floating around from SDCC where they did have both of those figures, Mike Wheeler from Stranger Things and Rambo from Rambo 2 on display, but it was just one picture. Look, maybe these lines just aren't that popular. So that was a little disappointing personally. But that's pretty much it. And I think that's a wrap on the conventions for the moment. So while not as many reveals as I expected, I think we got some really good ones. And like I said, there are definitely 3 from Hot Toys and 1 from Inart that really caught my attention. So those are the ones that I'm going to be keeping an eye out for. And now I think in the coming weeks, there is a convention in Vegas where Exo 6 is looking to make a splash. So that'll be another interesting event. Now, what did you think of these reveals? And is there any figure in particular you were hoping to see that you didn't, or anyone that stands out for you? Let me know, and as always, thanks for watching, and if you are enjoying the content, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, and we'll touch base on the next video.